100 League insiders have spoke out, and they actually have SGA Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ahead of Nikola Jokić in the MVP race. I'm your host, Joey Mercer. This is another episode of Joe Mercer Sports Podcast. I want to thank you all again for the support you've shown to the channel up to this point, and I know that you'll show in the future. To make sure to go down below, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell for notifications. And every single time we upload, you'll be able to stay up to date with all of our takes here on the NBA. So without further ado, let's get in this crazy topic here today. And this actually came from Tim Bontemps saying that SGA is leading over Nikola Jokić in the latest ESPN straw poll for the MVP race. This article, of course, from ESPN, saying in mid-February, the second of ESPN's 3 NBA most valuable player straw polls showed OKC Thunder guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with a comfortable, if not ironclad, lead over Denver Nuggets center Nikola Jokić, and 6 weeks later, the race is virtually unchanged. I completely disagree with this. Shai is having an absolutely phenomenal season, one of the best seasons all time out of a guard. But Nikola Jokić is having one of the best seasons ever, regardless of position, and his team is also performing very well. Both teams performing obviously very well. The Thunder are better than the Denver Nuggets right now overall, but Nikola Jokić just had a 61 point triple-double last night, and that was against the Minnesota Timberwolves and former Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. To see him put up something like that, and then this article come out only a few minutes ago from me recording this, is absolute blasphemy in my opinion. I cannot believe they still have SGA ahead of them. Now, how many people have it? Is it a very close race? Well, let's dive right into that. If the results from her final straw poll are accurate, for each of the past 5 seasons, they have been Gilgeous-Alexander will claim his first MVP award. And in a poll that mirrors the league's official voting and was conducted over a 24-hour period Sunday and Monday, Gilgeous-Alexander claimed 77 of 100 first-place votes. So only 23 people, we assume, had vote for other people. Probably Nikola Jokić. I can't really see anybody else really in there. Giannis has missed a little bit of time. I don't think a lot of people are going to vote for him. Could have got a scattered few in there. But 77 for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over Nikola Jokić is crazy in my opinion. I'm not really sure what they're seeing that would show that Jokić is not the MVP and Shai is at this point. Earlier on the season, I thought it was going to be Shai. The Nuggets were struggling, but now they're playing very well, so I don't really understand how Shai would take the lead this much. Like 77 of the 100 votes is just crazy to me. He finished second on the remaining 23 ballots for 931 total points, while Jokić finished with 769. After the two stars received all but one first and second place vote in the second round of polling back in February, this edition was a clean sweep, something that hadn't happened across the 19 previous straw polls conducted since the start of the 2016-17 season. Also crazy when I believe it is a closer race. That dominance atop the top ballot goes hand in hand with what both players have shown on the court. Gilgeous-Alexander is on pace to win his first scoring title at 32.9 points per game for a Thunder team that enters Wednesday night's game against the Detroit Pistons with a 63-12 record. Obviously, the record is very good. I understand that. And people really think that the record is almost everything. But if Jokić is putting up this type of season, I think it has to go to him. OKC needs to win out to join the 95-96 Bulls and the 2015-16 Warriors as the only teams in NBA history to win 70 or more games in a regular season. They would have to win, obviously, the 7 remaining games on the schedule, so it's going to be a tougher situation for them. Jokić, meanwhile, is attempting to make history, becoming the third player to win 4 MVPs in a 5-year span, joining LeBron James in 2008-12 and Bill Russell in 61-65, which would be a crazy feat, and I think he's deserving of so. You can tell that I'm very fired up about this topic. Despite Gilgeous-Alexander's lead, Jokić is presenting perhaps his best MVP case. Behind career high in points, 29.3, assists at 10.2, and three-point percentage at 41.2 with 12.8 rebounds, Jokić has lifted a Nuggets roster beset by injuries to the West number 3 seed. Jokić seems certain to finish inside the top 2 in MVP voting for a 5th straight season, which hasn't been done since Larry Bird's 6 consecutive seasons from 81 to 86. Another absolutely insane feat, and I really do think, once again, I'll keep hammering that point home, that Jokić should be the MVP this season. Two different scouts who spoke to ESPN said they would vote for Jokić, but that they didn't have a great deal of conviction about their choice, like many of the straw poll voters we talked to this week. They said, "I'd go Jokić," one scout said, "for keeping that team afloat with the injuries and their depth. The Thunder are great everywhere. There's a reason they're going to win 70 games. And this is the whole thing. It's the most valuable player to that team. Jokić, even though there's been injuries, has obviously been able to put the Nuggets, as we just mentioned, to the 3rd seed in the West. Whereas SGA has missed some time, the Thunder have still won games. The Thunder are great. They're very, very deep. And I think without SGA, obviously they're not near as good of a team, but they're definitely still a playoff team, in my opinion. Without Jokić, that is a lottery team, if not a top 5 draft pick in the Denver Nuggets, because they don't have anything outside of him that you'd really be like, oh yeah, like this team is going to be phenomenal. Jamal Murray's streaky, so is Michael Porter Jr. Jamal Murray's dealt with injuries, and then I really just don't understand the whole situation of SGA winning MVP when supposed to be the most valuable player to that team. Understand he's putting up 33 a game, but Jokic's numbers, a lot of them top 5 in the NBA as well, with the injuries, really should go to him. There was a similar level of uncertainty among media members we polled, with multiple cautioning they would still change their mind and noting there was still time for something spectacular to swing the race toward the 3-time MVP big man. We could actually see it said Jokić is putting up a statistical anomaly in NBA history. It's Wilt Chamberlain-esque. I agree with that. I've heard a lot of people say that, and that's kind of my take on it as well. Jokić, another scout, said it's hard just because OKC is playing so well and Shai is great, but Jokić just continues to elevate his game. This is where people really start taking the records into effect. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, in my opinion. If both your 1st and 3rd seed in the West, I mean, that should mean something, right? Obviously, you're going to have a historic season, the best season in OKC history, but what Jokić is doing is one of the best seasons in history individually, and that needs to be taken into account with the injuries, like I mentioned, and how good the team is playing. It says, like, for example, notching the 3rd 60-point triple-double in NBA history, which we mentioned at the top that Jokić did last night, which is exactly what Jokić did in Tuesday night's remarkable double overtime loss to the Timberwolves, in which he had an NBA season-high 61 points and played every minute of the second half in both overtimes. One voter even asked as the game was going on if they could change their pick. Now, this is very interesting. We can see here they have the straw poll 3.0 for the 24 to 25 MVP race. We have Shai with 77 first place votes, 23 second, no 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Jokić with 23 first, 77 second, no 3rd, 4th, or 5th, so just the opposite of SGA. And then we have no first place votes actually for anybody else. So it was Jokić, as I speculated as we brought that up near the top. We have 3rd place votes, 53 for Giannis and 41 for Jason Tatum, 3 for Donovan Mitchell, 1 for LeBron, and 1 for Cade, and 1 for Jalen Brunson. When we go to 4th place votes, you've got Giannis with 37, Tatum with 51, Donovan with 9, LeBron with 2, Ant with 1. And then when we go to the 5th place votes, we have Giannis with 5, Tatum with 5, Mitchell with 51, LeBron with 10, 7 to Cade, 4 to Ant, 2 to Jalen Brunson, 6 to Cat, 4 to Evan Mobley, 3 to Steph, which is interesting, 2 to Tyrese Halliburton, also interesting, and 1 to James Harden. They just want to give a shout out to him and the LA Clippers, who have had a phenomenal season. This is all I've got to say on it. You know my opinion, I'm very sure, if you watched through this entire video. But let me know what you got to think about this down below in the comment section. This has been your host, Joey Mercer. Make sure to like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one.